It's the 11th of May, and I'm feeling great.
Great.
You thought I was going to rhyme that with something else, but I didn't. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm giving you freedom. Freedom? No. Freedom.
I do that.
Through integrity.
Yeah, you know, up until 16, I would say think, but then people used to
I've known you much longer than you think I've known you.
think you've known me.
Don't start. Don't start. My little boy started doing that.
Think.
Because he's a southerner, isn't he?
Oh.
I'll say, I'll go, have you got any water? And he's like, water, daddy, water.
Oh, wow.
Like, wow, you're 4. Anyway, today we're talking about Seneca. I'm going to hit you with a quote from it. It's a short one, so I want you to really do something you're not used to. I want you to really listen.
Okay, I'll try.
The key to peace of mind is living with integrity. Those who lack self-discipline lead chaotic and unsettled lives.
Wow.
Yeah? So I'm going to take you somewhere with this. I'm going to take you back to the early days of the business.
Wow. We're thinking under 4
I just got the Bournemouth office, so whatever year that was.
Yeah. 2022.
2022.
Great year for it.
Great year for it. We got a client on, but it was me and you still. It was early days. We had a small team, but it was me and you, and it was no contracts, a bit rough and ready. And we took a client on board, and we were both like, I don't know if we'll be able to do this. We've both not really got much experience with it. There's no evidence that this kind of thing would work. And I started making some calls, became my client, started making some calls. And after a while, after really trying and looking at all the different ways when we were working with them, it just felt like it wasn't landing. And it wasn't landing because people were like, oh, that used to be a problem, but we solved it through this other innovation that came in 5 years ago. And the company was probably just a bit too late to the game. And we worked with them, we went back and forth. But in the end, I rang her up and said, look, I'm not comfortable taking your money. I feel like this, I don't think it's either me, I'm not good enough to be able to make this work for you, or perhaps the market just needs educating on what the difference is here. But yeah, I feel like I've probably let you down, but I'm just definitely not comfortable taking any more money from you. And she went, oh my God, Zach, that's really nice of you. I really wasn't expecting this at all. That's honestly so kind. She was like shocked. And then she had a really nice post on LinkedIn talking about how great we both were to work with and how ethical we were. And it was really nice, but it was basically through saying to someone, I don't want to work with you because I just don't think I can help.
Yeah.
And actually saying no became its own little PR piece there. And we've done that quite a few times along the way, where saying no to someone has resulted in like a really nice compounding effect.
Yeah, and I had a guy recently, and he came back to me. He emailed me and said, "I'm ready to go now." And I said, "Listen, I don't think you're in a position to do this. I think you need to go away. You need to work on your value prop. You need to try this. You're not even doing any LinkedIn or whatever." And he came back to me a year later. Like that. Now that you're talking about it, I've got loads of things that I'm thinking about. There was a guy in Manchester who came and sat down with me, and he helps people that are moving property, like office space. And I was like, it's needle in a haystack. I said, if we're calling up people and I'm saying, like, are you moving? I know there's pieces of tech, but these were the early days where we didn't have those pieces of tech to be like, so you're just looking for a needle in a haystack. And he sent me a message. I said, go away. Like, you probably just need to message loads of people. Like, it doesn't feel like you're doing that. You went away, you messaged me that night and was like, I've got 3 meetings. Thank you so much. And through that, like, I've known him for a few years now. Recommendations come through, like being out for a beer with him, all these different things. But like, it slowly starts compact, like you say. One of the things that I think about is the selling doesn't stop when the contract's signed and the money's in the bank. Most people think that's it as a salesperson. And even if it's not your account, but it gets handed over to customer service, customer relationship, the owner, the development team, whatever it is, the selling continues, and you might not be responsible, but actually it is your job as a salesperson not to just bring on customers, but bring on the right customers. Selling is to solve problems. And something that I've only learned probably maybe this year that I've really been thinking about this is there will always be money on the table. Okay. And there are always going to be opportunities to make money and bring in deals and work with different clients, and these opportunities. And it's about learning when to say no, because you can't work with everybody. You can't take on everybody because you can't help everybody. There are going to be certain people, and that's where your discovery skills, I hope you're not killing them in discovery. Your discovery skills come in to say, are we the right fit? And if you're not, introduce them to someone.
Yeah.
Set up a referral scheme. Get something out of it. That's all right. But like, your job as a seller is to find the problem and present a solution. And that solution can be saying, I'm not the solution.
I remember hearing the guy who runs Timpson. I think he's called James Timpson.
I think
is he called James Timpson?
I actually think he's called Tim.
Tim Timpson.
Yeah,
No, I don't
like
think
Billy
he's-
Billington.
I'm not having that. Like Ollie Ollerton. But he was basically saying, when he was giving his last bit on high performance about advice, he was like, just don't work with bad people, like people that you don't like. And that's like a huge company, but he was like, the amount of landlords we've worked with who come in and you're giving me like a bad vibe straight away, and then you take on, he's like, it's never ever worth it. And that really stuck with me, and I've been on many a discovery call, and I'm sure I wouldn't be able to do this, I wasn't a man running his own business, but I've been on many a discovery call where it started off on a funny foot, and I've thought, I don't think this is going to go well. No. And actually I've just stopped the call a few minutes in and said, I think you're going to be fine, you're going to definitely find someone to help you, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to be me. And I'm happy to recommend you some people. I don't hurt anyone's feelings. I don't over justify it. I make sure I'm thinking as rationally as possible. But if I get that kind of gut feeling of, I actually don't think we're going to gel, you the way you are, the way I am, it's not going to work. It's probably just not worth it. And like you're saying, there probably will be someone who can help you, but it's not me.
And I think the feeling that you get when you close a deal, and the feeling you get when you say to somebody that's being a bit of an arse, it's not for me, I think that's the same feeling.
Do you?
I've been Jack Frimpson.
I've been Zach Thompson.
Remember, you will die.
Thank you, please. Goodbye.